best brands that we are most excited to have in the store at Mike's Bikes. And today we're going to talk about the Cervelo Aspero. Nate Mesmer is here from Team Mike's Bikes, one of the most charismatic and handsome members of the team, not to mention one of the fastest. Nate, good to have you here. You got to ride this bad boy out in the desert.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it across 5 different categories, across speed, across handling, comfort, versatility, and value. So as we go through these, we're going to distribute points across those categories based on your experience of actually getting to ride the bike out here to help give everyone a good idea of how this bike actually handles in the real world. We're going to start off with speed, and speed you gave 30 points.
Yeah, it's a fast bike. Like, I don't think it was fair actually for the other guys to keep up with. I mean, this literally feels like a road bike, except you're on gravel and kind of makes the gravel feel like a road.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense. You know, it's like the bike is fast and very responsive and takes a lot of the vibration from the surface, and it just goes, you know?
Yeah, so like, I mean, I think that's one of the best things about it, right? Like, Cervelo's done such a great job of taking that DNA from their road bikes and being able to put it into a bike like this and then put big tires on it, and again, 30 points to 30 points to speed, you got one of the fastest bikes out here.
Yeah.
You can't have a fast bike unless it is going to handle well, so handling is up next, and not only did speed get 30 points, but handling gets 30 points. You love how this bike handles.
I love how the bike handles. Me as a rookie gravel rider, you know, we were on this like 17–18% downhill with all those bumps and a very steep hill or cliff on the left side, and come to the middle of it, I noticed there was like a huge puddle hole. So I was like, I'm not gonna make it at this speed, so I better slow down, you know. And with it being gravel, with it being so steep, with it being so bumpy, grabbing a handful of brakes just made the bike come to stop without like anything scary or crazy. It almost felt like a dream, like the smoothness of the bike to come to stop without even like shaking. It blew my mind, and that was like one of the wow moments today. Yeah.
Well, I think that's something that's so important, right? Like, you build a bike that is responsive. It's got, you know, all of the power transfer stuff that you really want out of a fast race bike. But if it doesn't handle, you really can't use it. And I think like that was one of the things, you know, just like seeing you go around corners and watching, you know, how you were able to just like feel comfortable right away on the bike. Like, that to me says that, like, yeah, again, this is a great handling bike. All right, so next up, 20 points to comfort. And I think, you know, you talked a little bit about this in handling as well, right? Like, when you talk about the bike being composed, I think a lot of that does come from its ability to kind of soak up some of the road. So, you know, the roads out here can be pretty washboardy. How does it feel on road?
It does absorb a lot of the vibration, that I can tell you, you know. And even going like deep on potholes and up small rocks and stuff, you don't really feel so much of the shakiness of the bike. You know, you still feel like you can pedal through, and you still feel like the bike is responsive and heading the direction that you're pushing it towards, you know.
Cervelo's really talked about this as being, you know, a dedicated gravel race bike. Like, they don't talk about this as being something that can do everything. And instead, what you've got is a bike that feels fast, that handles really well, and is comfortable over terrain. And I think that kind of comes back to their design brief of what they're really trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
All right, so our lowest level of points here goes to versatility, but hey, you know, we just talked about it with the comfort piece. Like, Cervelo didn't design this to be a bike that can do everything. So 5 points, low score for versatility. But, you know, hey, like, when you look at the frame, they didn't put a lot of room in there to be able to put bike packing bags. There are 2 bolts on the top of the top tube to be able to mount a single small bag, but really not much else. And also, you're riding it with 2 bottles, and there's no real need for versatility out on a trip we've got today.
Yeah, that's the only thing, because on the gravel world, I think people tend to take the bike touring thing seriously, and for that case, I don't think this would be the bike for someone who's planning to tie a bunch of bugs everywhere, you know. But on the other hand, though, I mean, I didn't give it 0 because it's kind of versatile in a sense that you could actually use this bike on the road than just on gravel, you know?
All right, last category is value. And admittedly, you are riding a pretty high spec level. It's not even your bike, it's actually Jack's bike, one of the other guys that's out here with us. But you awarded 15 points for value. You know, one of the things that maybe doesn't come across by riding the high-end spec is that Cervelo actually has a really wide range of models. Of course, you can get the fancy pants ones with Shimano GRX or with SRAM Red, all the high-end stuff. So you got the top end, but they also offer some models down close to $3,000 that have a really wide range of parts. And so I think for value, giving it 15, I think that makes a ton of sense. Like there's a lot of opportunity. And when we talk about the versatility before, I think you made a great point about this could be someone's gravel bike, it could be a road bike, it could do a lot. I think that makes up some value as well, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and that's it. That is the Cervelo Aspero, 100 points distributed across. It's a fast bike, right, Nate?
It is a very fast bike.
Yeah, all right. Well, cool. If you got any questions about the Cervelo Aspero or anything that we had out here in the desert, please, by all means, we'll put the number for the online team down below or stop by any of our stores. Nate, we'll see you at the races this year. You got a lot of big plans coming up, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.